Welcome to BizTV's Beyond the Brand. I'm Kelli Phillips. Today I'm joined by speaker, author, and meeting energizer, Doug Rice. Doug uses his high energy approach to help teams boost positivity as well as productivity. Stick around for more Beyond the Brand. He's the dynamic speaker and author behind the motivational concept, Walk Your Talk. Drawing on his years as a fitness entrepreneur, he now inspires corporate teams to flex their attitude, a high-energy approach that uses a simple mental adjustment to immediately boost positivity, drive productivity, and achieve measurable business results. Please welcome Doug Rice. And I feel like, Doug, we've known each other for a while. I feel like I should be working out doing burpees or something because you have been my personal trainer for years, but you have this long history of fitness. I want you to tell the audience where this all stems from. Go back to the beginning, when you were a little boy, how you got to be where you are today.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I got time.
I'll go all the way back. Well, I'm from here.
Okay.
Dallas, Texas. I don't know if the audience, I don't know. Anyway, I'm from Dallas. I went to high school here. I went to college at UT Austin. And so I'm a Texas guy. I've always, my whole life, I've always been told that I have a lot of energy and that I'm just, I'm an energetic guy. I don't try to do it. That's just who I am. And so I've always enjoyed motivating people, making people smile. Back when I was in high school, I was a cheerleader, and I went to Hillcrest, and then I continued that in college at UT, and I just love getting people excited and motivated and hyped up. And so I wanted to see how I could translate that in the professional sense. I did that as a personal trainer in the world of fitness and wellness, and then I realized that the same types of things that drive people and that enable you to focus and want to get to your goals and so on, those are the same types of things that are used in the corporate world. I mean, what drives us to hit our goals, whether it's fitness and losing weight, getting in shape, whatever it is, are the same goals or it's the same methods that you go through mentally in order to achieve a goal in the corporate world. So I want to be able to translate that. I love to get corporate teams excited, and that's what brought me here to what you had just talked about in the intro. Walk your talk.
Walk your talk. Mm-hmm. This is a new concept that you came up with. I love the idea when I first heard about it. So explain to other people what this is all about and how it works.
Yeah, it's so cool. So, back when I first started back in the fitness business, walking was kind of considered for the old folks. Okay. And it was back in those days. If you were like focused on and you told people to walk or whatever for your exercise, it was kind of considered, well, isn't that what my grandma does or something like that? And I'm not trying to say whether I agree or disagree with that, but that was what the zeitgeist told us at that time. And but recently, that walking has become very hip and cool.
It's come back.
It has come back. It's made a huge comeback. I think the cavemen were walking, but let's not go there. Anyway, but no, there's all these things there's things like these hot girl walks on TikTok and all these types of things. And I started hearing people talking about walking, and so it kind of gave me this thing. And I started thinking, wow, people like to walk. Then I realized that when you're walking, you think more clearly. And that's evidence-based science because there's more blood and oxygen go to your brain, your stress hormones go down, all these different things happen. And so you really do think more creatively and more clearly. Therefore, you have the chance to retain information and have a breakthrough. And I thought, wow, this is great because when you're at a corporate event, there's so many fantastic speakers out there, and they'll give a great talk, and you'll see people, in a big ballroom at a hotel or whatever, they're taking notes, but a lot of times they won't retain that information. They won't remember it the next day. But the thing about it is when you walk, it enables your body. There's this magic of the mind that happens when you're walking, and you actually have a much better chance to retain the information, for it to be anchored in, And that was kind of the genesis of Walk Your Talk.
So how does it work?
Okay, so basically, I take a team, usually, a corporate team, or it can be an onboarding situation, it could be at a conference, a leadership retreat.
Small group?
Yeah, I like it to be small. I keep the lid at about 20 to 22 people tops, because there's a certain intimacy that I have with my audience. I want to connect to the people. I want to talk to them. I want them to feel like they're with me. We're kind of all standing shoulder to shoulder together, as we don't literally stand shoulder to shoulder together through the whole walk. But anyway, so it's a team. We walk together while they're walking. Have you ever been to a silent disco or used silent disco headphones?
Yes.
So that technology, it's been around for about 10 years or so, but it really hasn't ever been used in this type of a capacity. And I thought, wow, this is so cool. So they're listening to my narration. I always say I'm kind of channeling my inner Morgan Freeman. And because people are like, wow, this is a whole different energy of Doug that you're listening to.
Yeah, because normally it's Doug the Energizer Bunny.
Correct. But this is a much more, contemplative Doug, who is telling you to reflect on what's going on in your mind and where you want to go, what you want to do, why and your what. And then I put some cinematic music underneath it to make it very, it's much more emotional. It goes in deeper and it helps you remember it better. There's stories that I tell, because storytelling is a huge part of it. And people are just absolutely loving it. And I'm like, wow, this is so great. It's working.
So people are actually retaining.
Yes.
What is the benefit of a business to do this for their employees?
Well, there's definitely this human connection in the world of AI. Everything is going to no human connection, and so now with this, you're actually with your team. You're out and you're walking together. There's that energy that is created. I don't think that people in the corporate world, professionals, leaders in the corporate world, I don't think they need more information. I think they need more energy, and this brings the energy. There's a certain magic of the mind that I was talking about before that happens when you're walking, not only walking and listening, but you're walking together with other human beings, and there's this connection that comes, and it just makes the message stick that much more.
So after the walk, what do you see in people's eyes after they have participated?
That is an excellent question. So here's where I knew that it was working. And that is, okay, so you go through the three acts. I divide it into three acts. It's like the hero's journey in a way. And I've always been a storyteller. I've always loved theatrics. I've always loved that type of thing. And I'm the guy that likes wants to see the Oscar for best score more than I want to see the Oscar for the best actor. And so at the end, there's rituals throughout it that we do. We do mantras and rituals, but it's nothing weird and it's nothing woo woo. It's very cool. It's very me. And so, but when we get to the very end, I tell them to go, okay, now you can go ahead and remove your headsets, and they take them off. And the great thing is that when they take them off, you can kind of see everybody is just in this state of, you can tell they were really thinking deeply. They don't immediately start chattering and start cutting up. And you can tell that it's affected them in a very positive way to make some type of positive change or transformation in what they're doing, or in their work life, in their personal life, in their spiritual life, or whatever it might be for that person.
Now, have you talked to people after the walk? They've gone away from it a couple of days, a week later, and heard how the walk impacted them?
Yes, because I actually sent out an evaluation form, and so I've gotten some of that feedback. Now the evaluation forms are anonymous, and I've gotten some of that feedback. Some of the people that I thought I would be comfortable with me calling them, I did. I have called them and just said, "Hey, tell me what you think." And I don't want to hear,
you're great.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me the objective truth of what you felt, and some of the things that you liked, and maybe some of the things that you didn't like, or whatever. And overwhelmingly, it's really positive. They want it to actually last longer. Okay, my philosophy has always been the philosophy that you hear, like for instance, in stand-up comedy, they always say, always leave your audience wanting more.
Correct.
And so they do want more. And so they're saying, I actually wanted it to last longer. I wanted you, so during the walk, between each of the three acts, I stop everybody, and I have a little microphone that's also through their headsets, and I can talk to them. I pause the narration, pause the music and everything, and I talk to them. And they said, I want more of that. I want more Doug, which is a compliment. And I said, wow, that's pretty cool. I really thought the opposite. So my assumption was wrong. So they want more of that. And then I think they also would like some people say that they wanted to be able to sit and possibly, write some of these things down and possibly even talk in a group about what they were thinking and so on. And so I'm working on that, because there definitely is room for a much deeper type of situation where we do like a half-day immersion for leaders and really make it something that digs deep and has even a bigger effect.
Doug, we need to take a quick break, but I want to come back and talk more with everything you've got going on. But I love this whole idea. So we'll be right back with Doug Rice and Walk Your Talk. And we're back with Doug Rice, speaker, author, and meeting energizer. And that you definitely are. You've come up with this great concept, Walk Your Talk. And it's kind of interesting to think of business and fitness, because what you're doing is you're combining the two with the Walk Your Talk, but you're also inspiring people when you're talking.
Yes. Yeah. And so the thing I love about it is that I really did kind of combine my experience, my background, and my talents all into one thing I think I'm pretty good at it. And that's what makes it so much fun for me. The negative side of what you just talked about is in the corporate world, I really try to pull back and really not bring up the fact that I have this fitness wellness background, because then you get pigeonholed into, oh, he's just a trainer, or he's just a fitness guy. And I feel like I'm a lot more than that, but I learned so much from that background, and it brought me to where I am, that I'm not ashamed of it by any means. It's just that I don't want to ever be thought of that way. I want to be thought of, look, this guy knows how to train and help leaders in the corporate world get more energy, both mental, physical, and emotional energy, and that's what I bring to the table. And I just, like I said, I absolutely love doing it, and I really see it being effective. You have to remember that the all the things that I was telling you about Walk Your Talk, I've done, and I still do from the stage type of keynotes as well. So I understand the whole deal. I get it, and I still love to do that as well. And I bring people out of the audience, and I bring volunteers out of the audience, and we do stuff. And obviously, I try to make it a very memorable, interactive experience. But this is just something that the reason why it excites me so much is because I love to be one of one.
I was about to say, there's no one else doing this.
No, I think there's kind of they always talk about trying to build a moat around your concept.
Yes.
And not that somebody couldn't do this. It's just that, again, my background and experience and all the different things I've done, both in the media world as well as in fitness, wellness, motivational speaking, corporate events, and all that, it kind of gives me the skills and the talents and the abilities to do this. And I don't think there's just a whole lot of people that have that same skill set. Yeah,
I think you're right.
I'm not saying I'm anything great. I'm just saying that I just have some skills that I built over the years that you can't just get overnight.
Well, I can say personally, you are a huge motivator. Getting up very early in the morning to come to a workout class, dragging, yourself out of bed. It was one of those things when I was going, we moved. That's the only reason I'm not going. Let's just clarify that. Is the way you motivated us day in and day out. It wasn't about the exercises. It was, but it wasn't. There was something more that you always gave. So I love that personally. So I know what you can do. I want to talk a little bit about your book. You recently wrote a book, Flexing Your Attitude. Tell us about it and what it's about and how folks can find out more.
The book that you're actually quoting the subtitle.
Okay.
It does say Flex Your Attitude, Transform Your Career. It's called Act Now, Procrastinate Later. I'm already on to my next book.
Oh, of course you are.
That's okay. That's all right. No. It's a great book. Act Now. ACT is actually an acronym. So there's a play on words there. Act now, meaning do it right now. But ACT is attitude plus consistency equals transformation. And that's where that comes from. Now, going all the way back, that acronym came from, we didn't talk about this, and you know all about this, but back in the day, my original thing that I really kind of cut my teeth on was bridal boot camp.
Yes.
I trained literally thousands of brides to get in shape for their wedding dress. And I didn't purposely set out to create this acronym. I just remember I would talk to the brides, and one day I put it down on the little sign-in forms when you register or whatever, and it said, here, there's 2 keys to your success. Attitude, have a positive, can-do attitude, and then be consistent. You've got to come. You can't just come once a week or once a month. You've got to be consistent. And if you do that, you will get the transformation of looking great in your wedding dress. And so one day I had somebody ask me, how do you sum up your fitness philosophy? This was like at a fitness conference. And she's like going through all the trainers and saying, how would you sum up, what's your fitness philosophy? And I said, I go, no one's ever asked me that before. And I thought, I don't know, attitude plus consistency equals transformation. And then I realized that spelled ACT, and I'm like, I've got something. So I said, act. Act is a great word because it's action. It means, to take action. And then, of course, I added the now on because you got to do it right now. There's no sense waiting around, which, by the way, is a similar, obviously, there's like a Venn diagram and walk your talk to the same thing, because it really all does come down to that same thing. You've got to commit. And in fact, I used to have a saying with the brides that no quitting to your final fitting was my slogan. Before that, I used to say, if the dress don't fit, you must have quit. And now, I say, if you don't commit, you've already quit. So that's more that applies for everybody, and that's true. Because if you have some great goal, objective, vision for your life and what you want to do or whatever, it could be a short-term goal. If you don't commit to it, then you've already quit. Really, you have.
Yeah.
So if you don't commit, you've already quit. And I'm like, that's a that's a saying that I would come from me. So I like that.
Yeah. So how can folks find out more? I mean, they've got a business and they need help motivating their employees because they're just kind of, ugh. You can do that?
I can do that. In fact, there's actually two main applications.
Okay.
One is onboarding as well. So if you have a company and you bring in new team members, whatever, once a month, every quarter, something like that, then I can instill the culture and the values of your team, of your company with that new team through Walk Your Talk. And then also, yes, if you want to, if you're doing like a leadership retreat, some type of company. I just had an inquiry yesterday, a big company in Fort Worth, and they're having they're going to do their coming up here at the first quarter of the new year. They're going to talk about their goals for the year and everything else, and they want a reset, a refresh. I'm like that's
I
right
can do
up my
that.
alley. Exactly. So that it's that type of thing as well. There's so many different applications for it. It's just a very positive and uplifting experience that really does get you focused, and again, the messages are able to stick, and that is just. Again, that's proven because of the whole walking thing really does help your brain in a physical way.
Yeah, and it just opens you up to a whole new world. I know you said you're based here in Dallas, and I know that, but do you travel? Are you willing to do this in other places?
Absolutely. I would love it. I'll go anywhere. In fact, the number one place that I actually see this going is to these higher end resorts where a lot of companies have their meetings. And that was one of the first things that I had thought of. And not because, of course, I'd love to visit these resorts, but that's not the motivation. The motivation is when you're at a resort, you're out of town, you're on company business. You want to take in the resort. You want to see it. You want to be able to experience it. Well, why not experience it while you're actually having something that is contributing to your career and to the expansion of your mind and able to clarify what you want? It's perfect. And of course, the resort loves that as well, and so does the company. It's a win-win-win all the way around.
All the way around. So if folks want more information, how do they get in touch with you? And also, we need to mention that you do motivational speaking as well.
Yes, of course. Yes, you can bundle the two together, as a matter of fact. So you can go to DougRiceSpeaker.com. If you're specifically looking for the stuff about Walk Your Talk, you can just go to WalkWithDoug.com.
That's easy enough.
That's easy enough, right?
Now, do you do that just the Walk Your Talk for just like a neighborhood group or?
Yeah, I have been doing some of that. First of all, I love to give back, and I love to get the feedback of what people like and what is really resonating with them. So at this point, I am doing some pilot walks where people are doing that. And the great thing about that is I'm not actually charging an admission for those, but without even asking, people are like, oh, I want you to come to my company. Oh, I've got somebody, and you need to talk to my boss and all this. So it's a win-win again, all the way around.
Yeah. Well, best of luck.
Yeah.
I can't wait to take the walk myself. I look forward to it. As always, you're a pleasure.
Well, thank you. You are too. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Doug. And we'll be back with more BizTV right after this. Thanks for watching BizTV's Beyond the Brand. Be sure to subscribe to the BizTV YouTube channel, where you'll find full episodes of this show, fresh BizTV content, and a few surprises each week to help you stay inspired.